Hey Flosstube, it is Michelle from Made by Michelle McGraw, and this is Flosstube number 97. It is February 6th, 2024, and I think I got the date right. So I want to start off my Flosstube with a quick life update, but also a thank you. So on my Flosstube, I don't really try to ever focus on something negative. I always try to keep it positive and stitching. And unfortunately, my mom passed away 2 weeks ago. So me and my sister have been dealing with all of that. My mom was 80. She was going to be 81 in June. So she had health issues. You know it's coming, but you're never prepared for it. So, you know, you have it in your mind. They're getting older. Your parents are getting older, but you're never quite prepared. But the thank you comes in for several of online friends, Flosstube friends, friends in general who've reached out and sent kind words, sent prayers, sent masses for my mom, which was very, very sweet. And I don't want to personally thank everybody here. I don't want to leave anybody out because there were so many that did, and it was very, very kind and very welcoming. So thank you very much. I've got cards. It was very, very sweet. So I also wanted to thank Flosstubers. So yes, I make Flosstubes, but I also watch Flosstubes. I watch an array of Flosstubes. Even things that I don't stitch. I don't do full coverage, but I love to watch a Flosstube that has full coverage. Just because I don't stitch it doesn't mean I don't enjoy watching it. So during the last 2 weeks when we have been bombarded with decisions and, you know, just things that you don't want to have to deal with and do, but has to be done at times like this, I got 5 or 10 minute break, or I got home in between doing something that I needed to do with my family. I had time to sit down and watch a Flosstube. Now, sometimes it took me 4 or 5 sessions to get through a Flosstube. I would just pause it and come back. Those were so invaluable to me. It was that mental break that you needed from everything else, from making decisions, from going through stuff, things that you don't want to do. It was nice to have Flosstube to sit down and just relax, even if it was only 5 minutes for that day. Just relax and not have to make a decision and not have to think about all those things. It was great to see people stitching and what they were working on and their plans and everything like that. So I thank fellow Flosstubers for all of their Flosstubes, because that is, you don't realize it until you're in the middle of that, how nice that is, I guess. I mean, I love Flosstube. Obviously, I do Flosstubes, but you don't realize what peace that can give somebody. So maybe someday, gosh forbid, that someone is in that predicament to, you know, need a mental break from their everyday, whether it be dealing with a death or maybe a sickness. I hope that I can bring that to somebody too. So I want to thank fellow Flosstubers, because it really, really was very helpful in that time, just to have that time, just not to think about what was going on. So thank you. Okay, I'm not going to dwell because it is about stitching and I want to keep it about stitching. And unfortunately, those things happen. I did stitch. I have been stitching. Not as much in the last 2 weeks, but I had not released a Flosstube for a little while. So I do have things to show, and I do have a fully finish. I have a finish. I have some whips, and I have some haul. I also have a retreat talk. So for those that don't know, I went to the Barefoot Needle Art Retreat in Myrtle Beach, South Carolina this past weekend. They put it on twice a year, October and February. I was not able to go last October because my son got married, and it was like the week before him getting married, and so that timing didn't work out. I had been that previous February. Loved it, enjoyed it, could not wait to go back. Barefoot Needle Art is probably one of my favorite retreats, if not my favorite retreat. Now, I haven't been to a ton of retreats, but There is no designer. It is simply stitching time, chatting with people, seeing the beautiful projects, always taking a trip to Barefoot Needle Art store. Their store is fantastic and it keeps getting better every time I go. If you've never ordered from them online, Amy and Memory own the store, and I joked with them that they must sit on the computer and wait until orders come in and be like, yes, we got an order, because I literally get a notice that my order is being picked or shipped or whatever it is. It's so quick. And I'm like, you guys must not have a life. You literally must sit on the computer, which is great for us. If they don't have a life, it's not good for them, but I think they do. But they are just very, very quick. That store, Barefoot Needle Art, also dyes their own fabric. So they have several fabrics to choose from that are exclusive to them. They do clubs. I've done it was the beach series that came out this past year. I ordered it through them. So easy. You would get an invoice, I would pay it, and then I would get a notice that like a shipping label had been created. Literally, I haven't even put my phone down yet. It was incredible. So I always like to praise a store that has their crap together, and they do. They are fantastic. Some of the great things in their store, one of them that I thought that was great, they have several projects that are stitched in different counts. So like somebody might stitched it 2 over 2 on 28 count, and then they might have another sample of it stitched probably 1 over 1 on 28 count, and you could see the size difference, and it's so fun to see projects like that. It is really fun. They had a seagull from Cotton Garden Samplings, I think. Do I have that name right? I think so. That was beautiful. So they had a seagull that was done that way. The other thing that I've not seen in any other store, but I saw it at theirs, was and I'm going to call them the wrong name. It's the Plum Street animals that are stacked, like 3 animals stacked on. I know they have chickens, cows, sheep, foxes. I don't know. There's more. There's so many more to the series. They did one of them over 1. I think it was on 28 count. How cute was that? Come here. You don't need to go out. Okay, I had to let the dogs out. Squirrel, bird, or piece of dust was outside, and they need to go outside and bark at it for a little while. So, super fun. Anyhow, they had one of those stackables on over 1 on, I think it was probably 28 count. Maybe it was 25 count. I'm not sure. It was adorable. So I love going to a store like that and getting ideas for different patterns. It's just amazing. It's amazing. So great, great store. Amy and Memory are so helpful. I had a project, which I will show you in a little while, that I kitted up at the store. Now I'm going to make a slight adjustment to it because I started it on the wrong fabric. I didn't start it on the fabric that Memory picked out. So I'll show you all that, but I picked the wrong fabric. I'm going to restart it. I will show you that and tell you all about that. But the Barefoot Needle Art Retreat, the one in October, the sign up is this Saturday. So if you're interested in going to that retreat, the sign up is on Saturday at 10 a.m. I think you go to their website and sign up. It's pretty simple. And then you get an invoice and you attend. But that is probably one of my favorite retreats. It's just super relaxing. Stacy, the 911 stitcher, flew in from California and came. Beth from my local stitching group came. Lots of other floss tubers, and you will see pictures. Go check out Barefoot Needle Art because there are so many good pictures of great, great people at the retreat and beautiful projects. Oh my gosh. I have some pictures that I took of the Smalls Exchange, and I will share those on my Instagram coming up, so you'll be able to see some of those pictures. My Instagram is made by Michelle McGraw. If you don't follow me, check me out. There are other people, so I think you can do the hashtag Barefoot Needle Art Retreat, and some pictures might come up. So a great, great retreat, a great store, just fantastic. So, and I will show you my haul from the store later. So let's jump in with what I have fully finished. Now, hold on, I don't want to bump the camera. This is probably, well, I did anyhow. This is probably good that I did not, that I let the dogs out. Okay, so the first fully finished that I have is Snow Stop from Thistles Designs. Now, this was stitched on, I think it's 16 count. I had it wrote down two different ways. It was either 18 count or 16 count over 2. I think the pattern calls for 18 count over 2. I had the perfect fabric. I think it's 16 count. I think it's 16 count. So I had stitched this last year. It is a big project. That is some beautiful charting on the project. It's just gorgeous to see that pattern on that snowman. He's so fun. So I stitched this, it's huge. I fully finished this into a stand-up. Now this was supposed to be a doorstop and I'm gonna put it on my shelf. I did use mostly polyfill, but I put a little bit of lizard litter in the bottom, probably this down. I layered some in to give it some weight so it would stand up. So he is a stand-up, as you can see. Now, I'm gonna point out an error. Now, I watched Vanna's tutorial and I know very well to get my top nice and round. And I had it nice and round without any puckering. I flipped it over to put the bottom in it, okay? And when I did, I think my polyfill settled some and it got some puckering around here. That tells me I did not have it packed 100% well. Either one of the layers I put in was too thick and I didn't get it fully packed, or I had a hole or something and it kind of adjusted. So I did end up with puckering, but I did not have that before I flipped it over. So I guess my advice to you is take your time when you are fully stuffing a stand-up. This obviously was kind of a big unusual stand-up. As you can see, he's huge. He's bigger than my head. He's huge. And I'll show you the details and stuff. Take your time when you're stuffing. I stuffed this for 4.5 hours, and I'm not even joking, 4.5 hours. I thought I took my time. Like I said, you do see some puckering here. I tried to hide it with my edging the best I could. Am I disappointed? Slightly. Am I happy that I got it done? Absolutely. So overall, my husband didn't see anything wrong with it. I did. I had it nice and straight, and that kind of bothered me. But in the end, he is done and he is beautiful, and I will enjoy him on put up. So let me come in close. You can get all the stitching. And then I finished him with some plaid fabric on the back that I had. This is definitely a fat quarter piece. Here's my label. Now, when I did this, I was so glad that I had a fat quarter piece that fit. Or I don't think it was fat quarter. It was a piece that I've gotten out of a bundle. I love that it matched. Great. I forgot when I sewed it together that I have to do the bottom piece. So my bottom piece is a darker. You could see it right there. See how it's darker? Now, it's a darker navy. No one is going to see this. No one is going to know because it's going to be sitting on it. But just so you know, sometimes I didn't think things through. I didn't quite have enough fabric of that to make the bottom section. But I figured it was okay because his scarf is two-toned and his hat is two-toned. So, okay. So that is Doorstop from Thistles. And I just love him. I'm so glad that I got him done. This trim is like a very fuzzy, I don't know what you call it. I got it at Michael's and I have some of it and I love it for a winter finish because it's super, super fuzzy and I love it. It kind of gives that warm, snuggly feel. So I thought that trim was great. And it helped hide a little bit of the puckering that I got. So, all right, that's my fully finish. Now, what is my finish? My next finish is a whip that I had. When did I start this? I started this last January. Whoops, I got more strings. I started this last January. I'm stitching this. This is the Egg Collector from Teresa Kogut. I changed my colors and I did just the bunny. I did stitch this on 18 count pink gingham from Fabric Flare. So this is the Egg Collector. Now I don't have my pattern. Mine was a PDF, so I don't have it to show. The lighting is not great on this because it's, that might be better. I'll go in close so you can see. So I changed the color of her dress just so that it was more of a lighter pink color. I used a same color that was in the pattern, but I'm using a lighter color or a darker color on her dress so it showed up on my fabric. I want to finish her into a stand-up. She comes, there's like a little tree and something else, and she has some scissors in her hand. And I changed her scissors to an egg that's gonna go in her basket. So that is my Egg Collector from Teresa Kogut, and I finally finished her. So she will be made into a stand-up. Like I said, I just used the same colors that were in the pattern. I just used them in different places, just so that she stood out on the fabric. Okay, I do have some finishes to show you. One of these, I'm not sure if I showed you. I think I did before on a Flosstube. I'm going to show them. I'm going to show them again, and then I'm going to show you my active whip. I think I've only showed you one. All right, let me get my cards so I can tell you what they are. Okay, this is, all right, so I've been doing stockings for my kids. This is the year I'm going to get them done. Actually, our whole family is getting stockings. So I chose to do a variation on the stockings. I wanted nice big stockings, and I wanted to use Prairie Schooler. Now, I was not able to find a Prairie Schooler stocking that was as big as I wanted. They do have a pattern that has stockings, but it wasn't as big as I wanted. So what I did was I used the Shepherd's Bush stocking pattern and then the Prairie Schooler Yearly Santa. I'll show you a pattern in just a minute on my active whip. Let me show you the ones that are done. This one is my middle son's, and it is Hector's Stocking and 2020 Santa from Prairie Schooler. So this is the stocking, and these are big. I can't get them in the frame all the way. I'll show you. I'll go in close. This is for my son, Owen, and he picked out, this is the Santa they picked out. Some of them picked out the Shepherd's Bush bottom. Sometimes I picked it out. So here's his, there's his Prairie Schooler, and there is the bottom of his stocking. Really cute. Now, I am stitching these on 14 count, Picture This Plus, Murky, over 2. So I'm stitching them as if it was stitching on even weave or linen, or Lugana or linen. Yeah, because Ada is even weave. So Lugana or linen, you're stitching over 2. I did the same thing. The no stop was stitched the same way. So this 14 count Ada, stitching it over 2 is actually the same size as if you stitched it on 7 count. So that gives you the size. Shepherd's Bush are charted to be stitched over 2 on 18 count. I did not use 18 count for 2 reasons. 1, I wanted mine a little bit bigger, and 2, I don't have a lot of 18 count Murky. I have a lot of 14 count Murky, and 14 count Murky comes into stock more often than 18 count does. So I thought, as I added to making stockings, we did more for our family, I needed to have something that I could have to be able to add to it. 14 count Murky is way easier to find than 18 count. So that is what I used. I am using Prairie Schooler colors in these. So I have a bag of all the yearly Santas, and I pull the floss for them and I put it in this bag. And what I do is when I do one of these Prairie Schooler or these stockings, I pull the I pull the floss bag and I just pull colors. If it's a red, I choose a red from the Prairie Schooler. So they all fit in the Prairie Schooler colors. All right, this one I don't believe you've seen. You might have seen Owen's and you might have seen Kyle's, but I'm gonna show all three of them. And then I'll show you the next one I'm working on. Okay, so this one I don't think you've seen. This is Jesse's, and he picked his Santa, and that's the bottom. So these are very easy to do. I do this top border. I come in and do their name, centering it to the top border. I center the Prairie Schooler Santa to the top. Very easy, it's marked on the Prairie Schooler chart. Then I have to center the middle of this bottom border, because you can see this border here. That starts down here, but this is the toe and the heel and the toe of the stocking. I love those sheep. The little train is adorable. I did use a toile for the lights on here. I did not want beads on these stockings. That's another thing with the Shepherd's Bush. They have a lot of beads and buttons, which are gorgeous. I didn't want those. I love Prairie Schooler. I really wanted to use the Prairie Schooler Santas in a way, and this was a way to do the best of both worlds. The Shepherd's Bush stockings are adorable. All the beads, buttons, they're stunning. Stunning when they're done. But these are the first stockings that I've done, and I wanted to kind of keep it simpler without beads and buttons. So a toile was a good substitution for doing any beads, buttons. I'm actually stitching that yearly Santa, that same one. I did not finish it last year, and I'm using beads for the lights. So that's been super fun. So it's been fun to make these changes, to pick the colors. It's been a lot of fun. Okay, this one I think I've showed you, but I'm going to show it because I'm showing all of them. This is my son Kyle's. So he picked out the kind of revolutionary Santa. I don't know what year he is. No, wait a minute. Maybe I do. Jesse's was 2022 Prairie Schooler Santa and Slayer's stocking. This one is 2002 Prairie Schooler Santa and Harry's stocking. So there's the top. I love this. This was a pain in the butt to do. The reason being it was the first stocking I was doing, and I kept forgetting over two. So that back stitching was a little hard at first, but I got it. And then the train, which I think is just so Americana with that Santa. So that is his. So I have 3 of them done. I took a little break and decided I was going to work on a couple other projects. And now I'm starting the other one. I said when I come back from retreat, I'm starting it. That's it. I had her card up here. Where did I put it? Is that it? No, that's not it. Okay, I don't know where Mackenzie's went. So my son got married. His wife, Mackenzie, needs a stocking. And so she picked out, I'll show you my progress, but she picked out the 2020 Santa. And she picked out the Hector stocking. So those are cute. So I started hers. I have not gotten much progress, but this is the progress up on top. I always start with that top, put the name in, then I start the yearly Santa. So as you can see, I have a long way to go. Now, some people ask me, how much fabric did I use? I used a 1/2 yard of fabric. You do not need a 1/2 yard. I used a 1/2 yard because I messed up that stocking before. I had done another stocking and I was devastated that I messed it up. So I didn't like that. So I thought, I'm gonna leave myself plenty of room. That is murky fabric. I will cut those scraps off when I fully finish them, and I will use all those scraps. So I'm not worried about using too much fabric. It makes me feel better to know that I have that leeway. I have that extra room. You may not need that. You probably could do them on 1/4 of a fabric, 1/4 of a yard. But for me, because I messed it up, and this is the first time I'm gonna sew stockings, I wanted to have extra. Like I said, I will use the scraps. It's not a big deal. All right, let's see some widths. I might come up with some stash in here, but we're just gonna go down the table so that you could see what I'm talking about. Sorry, my thing fell. We're super professional around here, super professional. So this is my new bag. Stacy brought me to the retreat. This is from Deborah Harry's, and I adore her bags. I adore her bags. So immediately I had a project to put in this bag. And I will show you my project, but, whoops, let me get the, I just stuck my chart right in front, so I need it. This is the Moonlight Sampler from Blue Flower. This was a new start at the retreat, but if you see all of this white on here, I'm one that I want my white to pop. And when I started stitching, I said, I don't know if I picked the right fabric. The answer is I did not pick the right fabric. So I'm gonna restart it. I have some fabric coming, and I don't know if I have a sample of it when I get to it to show you. I'll show you why I want to restart it. So I started stitching this on 20 count. Oh, where's my, I don't know. I don't have a card. So this is something from Barefoot Needle Art, but I don't know what color name it is. It's beautiful, beautiful fabric, but I think my white needs to pop more. So I'm gonna change it. This will be saved for something else. It is beautiful. So can you see I did the breast of the owl and it is not showing up. So I think with as much white as on here, and that's a pretty good representation of the fabric. It's got some purple in it, but some brown in it. It's a little too light. So I'm gonna change it. Stacy brought me a piece of fabric from Fiber on the Whim. I might have it in my stash, I'm not sure, to show you. I have it in my stash, but I don't know if I have it to show you. It was Heather, and it was beautiful, and I was gonna use it, but the piece was a 14 count, and it wasn't big enough to do this project. So, that eliminated it right away. I ordered some more of that fabric, and I'm going to decide. Now, I have some other choices that I found in my own stash when I got home. This is 28 count. It says Haunt from Picture This Plus. I think it's supposed to be Haunted. This might be an option. It's very pretty. I like kind of the purple look to it. It definitely is more blue. That is an option. The other option I'm debating about, aside from the Fiber on the Whim Heather, and I'm gonna decide when the fabric comes, I ordered it. This is 36 count XJU Witch, I think it's supposed to be Witch's Brew. So it has some brown and it has some purple. It's really, really pretty. This is a big enough piece on 36 count. I haven't decided. This is kind of the look that I thought about, where it's like that hint of purple. But I gotta see. So when the fabric comes, I'm gonna decide. I'm gonna lay my floss down and I'm gonna make a decision. That will be a restart. Now, I stitched another, I had another start. You know how at retreats, they have a bell that goes off if you have a finish? I think they should have a bell if you have a start, because I would be way better at that than finishing. Okay, I have wanted to stitch the farms at Hawk Run Hollow for the longest time. I've wanted to start this. If you've not seen this pattern, it is super, super cute. So I thought about turning it vertically instead of horizontally, but then I decided the spot that I would put it actually could fit it horizontally better. So I'm leaving it horizontal. Now, this is stitched one thread over 18 count, and this is Picture This Plus Murky. Once again, I hoard my 18 count Murky. Here is my tiny little start. I have 3 red cows, the start of a hill. That's actually green. It looks brown in the picture, but it's a hill. It's green. It's a dark green. Really, really cute. I kitted this up with silks. I had some of the MPI silks that are called for, and I have a drawer full of silks, and I decided I would take the chart, look at the DMC, and find a silk in my drawer that worked. And I was able to do that for all the colors except 2. I had to pull the DMC. No problem. I just didn't have a silk. They were more of like an olivey color, and I didn't have a silk that looked like that. So I have 2 DMCs, and then the rest are silks, and that's gonna be a project I work on. Yeah, so one strand with the silk. And this is in my, if anybody watches Yellowstone, I love this bag. I got this on Instagram, and I love it. Love it, love it, love it. Although she didn't put the label on it, like her label, so I wanted to give her credit, but I can't find a label. I tried to look back through, but I've been so busy and I haven't been able to, but keep a lookout for bags that pop up on Instagram because some of them are really good. Okay, another project. I showed this in my whip parade, and I wanted to stitch on this. My chart is looking bad. Theron Traditions, this is Needle and Pins Wedding Sampler. That's what it looks like. Mine will not look most like that. It's a wedding sampler. And it says on here, needles and pins, when a man marries, his trouble begins, needles and pins. I find that hysterical because that is me and Clint. Like, Clint would be like, you know, he would laugh at that. So I think it's funny. Some people have recharted it and put some different verses in there. It's very, very doable. Whoops, my needle is doing something funky here. Why don't I have, why am I not using needle minders on my fabric? I keep forgetting to stick it on my fabric, and I always used to be so good. I need to stop doing that. Okay, so I have changed my colors. I picked my color palette. Mine are fall colors and a little just updated. I like, gosh, this light is poor today. That's a good, you could see the purple. I hope that comes through. This is more of like 501 green. It is a variegated floss, but you can start to see I've got, this is all done over 1. It was supposed to be stitched, I don't know, using something. And I didn't like that, and so I changed it. So that's as far as I've gotten. It's a beautiful, beautiful pattern. I will be working on it a while because as you can see, it's a big pattern. What am I stitching this on? I am stitching this on 25 count Prim Lugana from Lori Holt. And I'm using all my own colors. And this was inspired by Long Dog Stitcher. She did this. She changed the couple to be a bride and groom. And that's what I'm going to do. I think she changed the verse. I'm not changing the verse because I actually think it's funny. So that is my sense of humor. But I got some more stitches in that. This is really fun to stitch on. I've gotten people ask me, how do I pick my colors when I pick my own colors? So a lot of times I use the original colors as a guide. So if there's a green somewhere, I'm gonna replace it with a green that I like, or that goes with my color palette that I'm picking. So I will pick colors, I will set them out, and when I look down at my color palette, if I look and my eye keeps going to one color, like it's just drawing to this yellow, that yellow is not the right shade of yellow because I've chose the wrong color. And that's how I do it. Literally, I put them down and I'm like, nope, this color is too bright, or it's not, this color is too muted, whatever it is. I will put them down. And if my eye keeps going to one, I've not chosen the right one. That's the only way I can describe how I do it. Probably not artsy or scientific at all. So, okay, this is a kitted project that I want to start. This is Teresa Koget's Patreon. Now, you're gonna have to excuse my printer. It does not look like this shade. My printer is doing something weird in blues and greens. I need a new printer, but I haven't gotten one yet for my house. And so it's picturing very strangely. So this was her Patreon that came out for February. I adored it. I printed it and I kitted it at Barefoot. So it is a cut through. And this is Needleworker's Home from Teresa Kogut. I love it. I love it, love it, love it. I immediately kitted it with the floss down there. So I have all the floss. And I chose this fabric. What is this fabric called? This is from Rogue, and it is Prairie Land. It is a 14 count Aida. That is a good, it's very, very pretty. I love this. I might brighten the white in the pattern a little bit to show a little bit better on that fabric, but I can get, when I get to it, I can make that decision. I think it's stitched with 3866, and I might brighten that a little bit. Okay, the other one that I worked on this is a very old WIP. This is Hold the Door by Country Magic Stitch. This was actually a project that I started for my son. I don't think he wants it anymore. I was going to get it framed and put it on the back of one of his doors, because if you're a Game of Thrones fan, you know that that was a huge thing in the show. Let me see my board. So I am trying to finish this. I'm actually going to keep this for myself. If he doesn't want it when I'm all done, I'm going to give him another chance. If he says he still doesn't want it, that's fine. I will frame it and put it on the back of one of my doors because I love it. So sorry, it's all crinkly, but you'll get the idea. So I worked on this at the retreat in my room at night. So I would go up, I would take a shower, wash my hair, and comb it all out, let it dry, and I would stitch. So I'm going to keep working on him until he's done because I want to get him done. The fabric is like Snow something from Fabric Flare. It's a printed fabric. It is 14 count. And Country Magic Stitch is on Etsy. She has some fantastic patterns. I loved that. And so I bought that to do it for his place. But like I said, he says he doesn't want any more cross stitch in his house. Silly, silly kid. But I will keep it if he does not. Okay. Whoops. The next one I worked on is also a Teresa Kogut. This one is, I believe it's called Love Your Family. There it is on the back. This is found in her Let Love Rain book. And oh, okay. I thought something flew. I was hoping it's not a needle. It was not. The needle's still here. Because I would definitely have to find that before I let the dogs back in. Okay, this is stitched on 14 count, picture this 14 count flannel flower from Fox and Rabbit. I love this color. It's a beautiful color. You can see my progress. I'm going to finish up the top of the chart and then I'll work down here. I have a lot more in this chart to do. I've done a lot, but I have a lot more to do. It doesn't look like it's a big chart, but it's a lot of stitching. That house is dense. So I got some stitches in on that one at the retreat. This is an easy one to stitch on because the fabric is nice and light, and it's just easy to see. The colors are beautiful. So it's very, very easy to work on. Okay, this is, you're going to have to excuse my chart again. Once again, I stitched this or printed this on my home computer and my chart is also mangled. This is a mystery sow with Teresa Kogut. It is going to go on from January 2024 to December 2025. We got a simple piece of it and it is 50 by 60. And so she's going to give us little pieces of the chart. This is what it looks like. And once again, my colors are not right on this printer. There's not that much green in here. or blue. But as you can see, it's kind of a village. It is longer than it is wider. And what did I stitch mine on? I had a hard time picking my fabric. And then when I found this fabric, I was like, that's perfect. That's exactly what I'm using. So I am using 16 count Seraphim Cecil. And this is the fabric. I'll go in close and show you my progress. That is part 1 and it is done. Very, very pretty. I have been waiting for this SAL. When I signed up for Patreon, shortly after, she talked about doing a SAL with houses in it. And I was like, I'm here for it. I am here for it. So she is brilliant because she's got me for another 2 years in her Patreon because I absolutely love it. Now, if you join in the month, this came out when? January. So if you join today, the previous parts of the SAL would be available to Patreon users for $1. Otherwise, you'll have to wait. It will come out in a book probably in 2 years. But you could join anytime and you can get the previous parts for, I think she said $1 or $2 or something like that. But if you print it while you're in Patreon in that month, it's part of your Patreon. So if you haven't joined Teresa Kogut's Patreon, I love it. It's one of my favorites. Okay, I'm going to show you 2 bags. My friend Beth made this little drawstring bag. It is adorable. It has a little hook here. This is adorable. Absolutely adorable. Beth is a beautiful sewer. She is Red Cross Stitcher. If you haven't checked out her Flosstube, she also has tutorials. So if you haven't checked her out, go check out Beth. She is fantastic. Beth is a great teacher. She does, she's done some sewing classes for our local stitching group. So we'll have like a sewing day. And she's the one that did the bag that I showed a while back that taught us how to do that. So she also made me a bag. And oh my gosh, it's so gorgeous. It is so gorgeous. And I love, love, love the size. The strap drop is perfect. This is fantastic. Fantastic. So once again, thank you, Beth. That was gorgeous. I enjoyed that so much. We had such a good time at the retreat. And then last night I got to see her too at our local stitching group. So we meet on Monday nights. They also meet on Thursday. I don't always get to do the Thursday one, but I try to make the Monday night one. Okay, this is another new start. Are you seeing a theme here? So what I figured out is when I am stressed, I tend to do new starts because I need something to occupy my brain space. And when I have a new start, it's picking the fabric and pulling the threads and my mind is busy. And so I tend to do new starts when I'm stressed. Plain and simple, that's what I do. Now this one was a planned start because when I did my whip, I told you guys I wanted to start this. And then my friend Donna said, you need to start that. And I said, okay, why not? So this is Esmeralda's house from Bright Needle. That is not a great picture, but you can see it's a cut through. It is a Halloween house. It is adorable. I am stitching mine on 20 count color and cotton Parthenon. And I'm using 1 strand on 20 count. So let me get this up here and I'll show you my progress. I have done the full outline of the house. I have started, I think this outdoor section is done. This brick section comes all the way across. I've started on this little room. And I don't know if you can see that, but do you see that ghost and how the railing kind of looks like you could see the railing through him? It is brilliant. Brilliant. I love that. So that is my Esmeralda's house. That's been a lot of fun to stitch. I will put that away for a little while, but I did get a start on it and I love it. I love a cut through house. Love a cut through house. All right, now those are all the whips that I've worked on. So I'm going to show you haul. Okay, just FYI, when I'm stressed, I also shop. So I have some haul. And I have more haul coming because I ordered some more fabric. So, but some of this is just that I haven't had a floss tube in a while. So, all right. I bought Winter Wonderland from Blackbird Design from Fat Quarter Shop. If you haven't seen Helen D's version of this, she changed it to more blues, and I love it. I like the blue version. I will probably do something similar. These are all from, I want to get the name right, Pine Mountain Designs. And I have a hair on me. It is Life is Just a Bowl of Cross Stitch, and it's monthly. So you get the month. Let me make sure as I open this before I tell you, because if I tell you wrong, then somebody will be like, that's not what it was. You get the month and you get the little pattern that goes with it. And I will point those out. So this is March. You get the month one and then the little pattern behind it that matches. Now, one of those, I have the little pattern behind it. I had gotten it before. That's okay, but I like the little month one and I want to pick these up and do these. There is one month that they didn't have the paper chart, so I need to get it. I think it's October. This is May. You can see the little flower. That's really pretty. I will start just doing the month names. November's. I probably should have put these in order. Yeah, I'm not that organized. July's. June. Now, June is super cute. I don't know if you could see, it's a little boy like on the beach. He's really cute. January is adorable as well. I love the little skates with the name, and I like the little girl. She's really cute. This is February. So I have done this chart. So I just will do the name part, but I wanted the month name. So I got the chart. This is December's. This is April. This is August. Some bees. This is September. So October is the one I'm missing. So I need to get October. This is the Quilted Witch Cross Stitch, and this is from Lori Holt, Be in My Bonnet. I think she's really cute, even if you just did her and not the stuff around her, but she's really, really cute. I really like that, so I bought that. All right, this is a pattern I wanted to show you guys because I got this out of a magazine, and I'm in a magazine group, and I always check her magazines. I'm trying to see what magazine it is. I can't find it. It says they're by Cooler Designs. I'm wondering if you could go on the Cooler site. Holly DeFont designed them for Cooler Design Studio. I'm wondering if these could be found. So these came out of a magazine, and it is the night before Christmas. So you had the stockings were hung. They're in the bed. Hold on. It's the whole story of the night before Christmas. And even the little clocks are in there. It's in that pattern. Those are so cute. When I saw them, I like hurried up and got it. I was like, yes, I got it. This is Timeless Treasures. Once again, I don't know what book this comes from. I don't know what book this comes from. But these Santas, these are gorgeous Santas. Gorgeous Santas. So I got those. Let's see. I need a picture to be able to show you. Okay, this one doesn't have a picture. It's just chart. It's little nativity people. I can't show you that one because I don't have a picture. This is Nativity Sampler. And I would do these individually. Aren't they cute? And that's from Just Cross Stitch, December 2021. So that's really cute. Here are some, these are from Christmas Ornament 2021, just cross stitch. These were really cute. So I got those. Does this have, I don't think that has a picture. Can't show you that one. Can't show you that one. That one I can't show you. If it doesn't have a picture that's not on the page, I can't show it to you. Here is a stocking. Brilliant. This one is really cute. This is a overseas pattern because it's bigger. I can always tell. This is from Cross Stitcher June 2026. It's like a strawberry jam one. I thought that was really cute for summertime. Same magazine. Some Christmas flamingos and beach pictures. My nephew has a beach tree, so I thought that was cute. Same magazine again. This is Happy New Year Around the World. Really cute. This is the same one. It's sympathy cards, but it has some really cute designs. I can't show you the second page designs because they have charts. But they're all sympathy ones, but I think they're also just like, these are really pretty designed, little praying hands. This came from Just Cross Stitch October 2019, and it is just a bayou one, and I thought that is so cool. I like swamp themes. Don't ask me why. I'm kind of obsessed with like the bayou and swamps. I don't know why. I'm going to show you, I can cover this up. I got this one. Don't want to show the chart. Let's see. Oh, here's a grand old flag. Who designed this? Tracy Richards of Wrought Iron Stitching. This is really cute. Really cute. So, like a lot of times these are like $1 and it's great to get a chart. This is from Stitchy Princess, Rabbits in the Winter. A lot of people bought her designs. Really cute. That one was in a magazine. Here's some Santa faces. These always make good ornaments. And here's some more Santa faces that make good ornaments. And here's a nativity one. So I picked those up out of there. The magazine group normally sells them for like $1, $2. And a lot of times I don't want the whole magazine. So that's perfect. All right, now I got some stash here. Let me show you. Little Robin Designs had a trunk show at Barefoot Needle Art. This one was stitched and there was a sample there and it was adorable. I love the church. I love the little bunny. It is so cute. This is called High Flying Bunny from Little Robin Designs. It was very, very stunning done. I have the hiccups, I'm sorry. This was a chart that we got for the retreat piece. It's from Erica Michaels, Friends and Stars. It also comes with a berry, and it has the finishing kit in there too. So that's kind of nice. I bought Light of Winter from Brenda Gervais. I want to stitch a brick house. A brick house. I want to make the bricks. So that's kind of my, I want to find one to do. Okay, this is from Dirty Annie's. This may not be everybody's cup of tea. It says, not my pasture, not my bullshit. I think that's very cute. That's my personality. Okay, these were that's a chart I took down there to kit up. This is Edgar Allan Poe Tree from Tiny Modernist. I had never seen this chart in person and it's super cute. This is Gather by Teresa Kogut. I did not have this book and I really like this one. So I got that at Barefoot. Okay. Now for the fabric. Do I have another chart? No. That is my chart that I took down there to kit that I did not get to. So this was mine. I took it down to Brenda Gervais, Santa Stops Here. I did not kit it. So, all right. This is, I think this is Sea Lavender from Barefoot Needle Art, because I have a tag that fell off. This one doesn't have a tag. So I think this is it. Very pretty. That is 18 count. This one is Under the Sea Fabrics Pea Flower Tea. Now, this is the one that Memory picked out for the Moonlight Sampler. It was a little too purpley for what I had envisioned, but the white would show up on here. But I didn't start that one, and now I'm kind of obsessed with like a darker fabric, so I'm gonna save that. It's a beautiful piece. Okay, this is a piece I bought from my sister. This is Irish Bug Sky from Primitive Hair. She loves Primitive Hair. Isn't that gorgeous? That is gorgeous. So I hope she likes that. This is the other half. Well, this is Spring Made. It's a Lugana. The one that I started my Moonlight is an Ada. So this is it in Lugana. It's always a little bit lighter in Lugana than it is in Ada. This is another piece that I bought. It is called Stormy Seas from Barefoot Needle Art. Very pretty. This one is Purple Rain. Apparently I was on a purple kick. This one's very light. I just thought it was very pretty. And this one is Stormy Seas Lugana. So let me show you the difference since I have two of them. Yes, this is Stormy Seas Ada, and this is Stormy Seas Lugana. So you see how the Ada will definitely grab the dye, and Lugana has what I consider like a more smooth look to it. It just depends. There will be the perfect project for both of these, but they're a different look. So if you get a piece of fabric and somebody says, oh, so-and-so stitched it, but they stitched it on this, mine doesn't look quite the same. That may be why. The fabric grabs dye differently. So, all right, that is all of my haul, all of my stitching. What are my plans? What am I going to do? I am going to finish the stocking. I'm going to work on the stocking, and then I'm going to take a slight break, and I'm going to work on some other projects, do a little bit of more projects, and then I will start my husband's stocking. I will do the same thing. I will take a little bit of break and stitch on other things and then stitch my stocking. So I will have a total of 6 stockings done. It is my goal to get those stockings done and fully finished this year. And fully finished. I said it here, so it has to happen, right? We'll see. I have never done a stocking. I'm going to watch Fauna's tutorial. I'm probably going to ask ladies in my stitching group, because they are beautiful sewers, some tips and tricks on it, and I'm going to do it. I'm going to attempt to fully finish them. The reason why I thought about sending them to Fauna. Fauna does beautiful work. Fauna Pfeiffer. She does beautiful work for finishing. And I know she would do a beautiful job with these stockings. But if I want to add multiple stockings in, you know, as our family grows, I want to make sure that all the stockings look similar. I can only guarantee that if I fully finish them myself. So I thought, you know what? No time like the present to learn how to do a stocking, to fully finish a stocking. I'm going to do it. I am not going to fully finish them till I have them all done. Then I will fully finish them all together at the same time. So that is my plan. You will see more whips come out. I am stitching ornaments this year, but I haven't quite gotten into the ornaments quite yet. But I will, and they will start popping up here and there. So that's my plan, is to work on these stockings, get these stockings done, and then work on projects in between them. Now that I got Mackenzie's the last, I consider it the kid. the last kid ones is just me and my husband. And I should finish Mackenzie's hopefully before the next Flosstube. Fingers crossed. So thank you so much for joining me. If you don't already like and subscribe the video, please do so. And thank you once again to everybody for their kind words that reached out. Thank you. It meant a lot. I very much appreciate that. And that you don't realize how much that helps during those times. So thank you so much. All right, till next time, happy stitching.